Imagine if the foods you eat every day could be your most powerful weapon against stress, anxiety, depression, and even brain fog. Cooking, or I'm not talking about a miracle pill or some fad diet. I'm talking about real, everyday foods that can transform the way your brain and body feel in just days. Today, I'm going to show you how the right nutrients can literally rewire your brain chemistry, calm your nervous system, and sharpen your focus. This isn't just theory. This is cutting-edge science, and it starts right on your plate. Imagine sitting down to a meal and realizing that every bite you take is sending signals directly to your brain. Or not just any signals. These are instructions that can either calm your mind, lift your mood, and sharpen your thinking, or leave you feeling stressed, anxious, and mentally foggy. Most people don't realize this, but the foods we eat can literally communicate with our brain cells through chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. These are the brain's text messages that control how we feel, how we focus, and how we handle stress. When the balance of these chemicals is right, we feel steady, clear, and emotionally resilient. When it's off, we're more likely to feel overwhelmed, distracted, or even depressed. Think about serotonin, often called the happy chemical. This neurotransmitter is essential for stabilizing mood, reducing anxiety, and promoting a sense of well-being. What's fascinating is that your brain makes serotonin from an amino acid called tryptophan, something you can only get from food. Foods like turkey, eggs, nuts, seeds, and even certain vegetables supply the raw materials your body needs to produce more serotonin naturally. It's like stocking up your brain's pantry with the right ingredients so it can keep your emotions in balance. Then there's dopamine, the neurotransmitter linked to motivation, focus, and that sense of reward when you accomplish something. Dopamine is made from the amino acid tyrosine, also found in foods such as almonds, avocados, bananas, and lean proteins like chicken and fish. When your diet consistently includes these dopamine-boosting foods, your brain becomes more efficient at helping you stay on task, overcome procrastination, and feel more satisfied with your day. Another key player is GABA, short for gamma-aminobutyric acid. Cooking, or GABA, is like the brain's natural brake pedal. When stress is mounting and your thoughts are racing, GABA helps slow things down so you can relax and think clearly. Certain foods, especially those rich in magnesium, support your brain in making and using GBLA more effectively. This is why eating leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, and dark chocolate can have such a profound calming effect without you even realizing it's happening. On the flip side, when we rely heavily on ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, and artificial additives, we disrupt this delicate brain chemistry. These foods may cause spikes and crashes in blood sugar, triggering the release of stress hormones like cortisol, which can interfere with serotonin, dopamine, and GABA production. Over time, that disruption leaves you more vulnerable to mood swings, anxiety, and poor concentration. It's not just about avoiding junk. It's about actively choosing foods that build a healthier chemical environment inside your brain. What's even more remarkable is how quickly your brain can respond when you start eating with your neurotransmitters in mind. Unlike some changes in the body that take months to notice, improvements in brain chemistry can begin within days. When you give your brain what it needs, cooking, or you're not just feeding it, you're upgrading it. Blood flow improves, inflammation decreases, cooking, and the neurons that handle mood and focus begin to communicate more efficiently. It's a process that scientists can literally see happening in brain scans. Your brain is made up of around 86 billion neurons, and each one of them relies on chemical messengers to pass along important information. These signals determine everything from how quickly you recall a fact to how deeply you sleep at night. By eating in a way that supports these messengers, you're essentially fine-tuning your brain's internal conversation. You're giving it the vocabulary to say, I'm calm, I'm focused, I'm happy, instead of, I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, cooking, or I can't think straight. This isn't a matter of willpower. It's biology responding to chemistry, and chemistry responding to what you choose to eat. When stress takes hold, it's not just an emotional experience. It's a physical reaction orchestrated by your body's chemistry. Your muscles tense, cooking, or your heart rate increases, and your brain signals the release of hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These responses were designed to protect you in short bursts, like in moments of danger, but in today's world, cooking, or they're often activated day after day without relief. That's where food can make a surprising difference. Cooking, or certain nutrients act almost like natural tranquilizers for the nervous system, helping you turn down the volume on stress and anxiety from the inside out. One of the most powerful of these is magnesium, a mineral that plays a critical role in hundreds of biochemical reactions in your body, including those that regulate mood and relaxation. Magnesium is often called nature's relaxation mineral because it directly influences the nervous system, helping to prevent overexcited nerve activity that can leave you feeling jittery, tense, or unable to sleep. When you have enough magnesium, it helps balance the stress response system, lowering cortisol levels and making it easier for your body to switch from a fight or flight state into a calm, restorative mode. Without enough magnesium, your stress hormones can stay elevated, keeping your mind and body on high alert even when there's no real danger. The modern diet unfortunately leaves many people deficient in magnesium. Processed foods, refined grains, and sugary snacks strip away this essential mineral, while chronic stress itself uses up more of it. That creates a vicious cycle. Stress depletes magnesium, and low magnesium makes stress harder to manage. Breaking that cycle starts with adding magnesium-rich foods back into your daily meals. Leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard are excellent sources, and so are pumpkin seeds, almonds, cashews, and even dark chocolate with a high cocoa content. Each serving of these foods quietly works to relax your muscles, ease nerve tension, and help your brain produce calming neurotransmitters like GABA. Another important nutrient for reducing stress and anxiety is vitamin B6, which works in partnership with magnesium to regulate neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. Foods such as chickpeas, bananas, salmon, and poultry provide a steady supply of B6, supporting your brain's ability to create the mood-balancing chemicals it needs. Omega-3 fatty acids also deserve a place in this conversation, as they help control inflammation in the brain. A hidden contributor to stress and anxiety, fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, as well as plant options like flax seeds and chia seeds, deliver these brain-friendly fats in abundance. It's not just about individual nutrients. It's also about how they work together. Magnesium, B vitamins, and omega-3s don't operate in isolation. They interact in complex ways that enhance their calming effects. When these nutrients are consistently present in your diet, they support each other in lowering stress hormone production, improving sleep quality, and stabilizing mood. Over time, the brain becomes more resilient. Meaning stressful situations don't trigger as strong a physiological reaction as before. Beyond nutrients, the timing of your meals can influence your stress levels. Skipping meals or going long stretches without eating can cause blood sugar levels to drop, which your body interprets as a stress signal. This prompts the release of cortisol to help mobilize stored energy. But that hormonal spike can also trigger feelings of irritability, anxiety, or even panic. Regular, balanced meals containing a mix of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates can help maintain steady blood sugar levels and prevent unnecessary activation of the stress response. Foods like oats, quinoa, lentils, and sweet potatoes offer slow-releasing energy that keeps both your body and mind on an even keel. Hydration is another overlooked factor. Even mild dehydration can increase cortisol levels and impair your ability to handle stress. Cooking or water-rich foods like cucumbers, oranges, and berries, along with simply drinking enough water throughout the day, can help keep your stress hormones in check. When it comes to emotional stability, one nutrient stands out for its ability to nourish both the brain and the body from the ground up: omega-3 fatty acids. Cooking or these are a special type of fat that your body can't produce on its own, which means the only way to get them is through the foods you eat. They're called essential for a reason. Omega-3s are critical for building and maintaining the structure of brain cells, especially the cell membranes that act as protective barriers and communication gateways for neurons. When those membranes are flexible and healthy, signals between brain cells travel faster and more efficiently, supporting a balanced mood, sharper thinking, and better stress management. One of the most fascinating things about omega-3s is their role in controlling inflammation in the brain. Cooking or chronic inflammation doesn't just affect your joints or your gut. It can also affect how you think and feel. Inflammation in the brain can disrupt the normal functioning of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, leading to symptoms of depression, anxiety, and brain fog. Omega-3s, particularly the types known as EPA and DHA, help quiet this inflammation, creating a more stable environment for healthy brain chemistry to thrive. This is why people who regularly consume omega-3 rich foods often report feeling calmer, more emotionally balanced, and mentally clearer. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and anchovies are among the richest sources of EPA and DHA. These fish accumulate omega-3s from the algae they eat, and when you eat the fish, you benefit from that concentration. For those who prefer plant-based options, walnuts, flax seeds, chia seeds, and hemp seeds provide another form of omega-3 called ALA, or which the body can convert to EPA and DHA, although not as efficiently. Cooking or including both marine and plant sources in your diet offers a broader spectrum of benefits, ensuring your brain gets the fatty acids it needs from multiple angles. Omega-3s also interact with the body's stress response systems in subtle yet powerful ways. They help regulate the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal HPA axis, which controls the release of stress hormones like cortisol. When the HPA axis is functioning smoothly, you're less likely to experience the hormonal surges that can trigger anxiety, mood swings, or mental fatigue. In other words, omega-3s don't just help repair the brain. They help prevent the biochemical imbalances that cause it to feel overwhelmed in the first place. Research has also shown that omega-3s can influence the fluidity of cell membranes in the brain, which affects how well neurotransmitter receptors work. If those receptors are functioning optimally, serotonin and dopamine can bind more effectively, enhancing your sense of well-being and motivation. Cooking or this membrane fluidity also supports the production of new brain cells, a process called neurogenesis, which is linked to better emotional resilience and cognitive performance. Over time, a steady intake of omega-3s can lead to a brain that's not only more stable in its mood, but also more adaptable in how it handles challenges. It's important to note that omega-3s work best when balanced with another type of fat, omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 are also essential, the modern diet tends to include them in excess, especially from processed vegetable oils found in fried foods and packaged snacks. This imbalance can tip the body toward inflammation, which counteracts many of the benefits of omega-3s. By intentionally increasing omega-3 rich foods while reducing processed omega-6 sources, you can restore a healthier ratio that favors calmness, focus, and mental clarity. Even the way you prepare your food can impact the quality of omega-3s you consume. Cooking fatty fish gently, such as steaming, baking, or poaching, helps preserve these delicate fats, while deep frying can damage them. Similarly, cooking or Using flaxseed or walnut oil in dressings rather than high-heat cooking helps maintain their nutrient integrity. Cooking or small choices like these can have a cumulative effect. Cooking or giving your brain the raw materials it needs to stay balanced and resilient in the face of daily stressors. Inside your brain, there is a constant demand for protection. Every thought, every memory, every decision you make depends on billions of neurons communicating efficiently. And these cells are under constant attack from free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage their delicate structures. This is where polyphenols and antioxidants step in as the brain's personal defense team. These compounds are found in abundance in colorful fruits, vegetables, teas, and certain spices, and they act like shields for your brain cells, neutralizing free radicals before they can cause harm. Beyond protecting against damage, they also enhance blood flow to the brain, delivering a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients that are essential for focus, memory, and mental clarity. Polyphenols are plant compounds with a wide range of benefits, but one of their most important roles in brain health is reducing inflammation. Inflammation in the brain is now recognized as a major factor in conditions like depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. When inflammation is high, the brain's communication pathways slow down, and neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine can't function as efficiently. Polyphenols, or particularly those found in foods like blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries, cooking or, are able to cross the blood-brain barrier and directly influence brain function. Cooking or, they don't just protect neurons from oxidative stress. They also encourage the growth of new connections between them, a process known as synaptic plasticity, which is vital for learning and memory. Green tea is another remarkable source of polyphenols, especially a compound called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. EGCG has been shown to protect brain cells, improve mood, and even promote a calm, focused state by influencing brain waves. People often notice a gentle alertness after drinking green tea. Cooking or, and that's not just from the caffeine. It's from the synergy between caffeine and L-theanine, an amino acid that works alongside polyphenols to reduce anxiety and improve attention. Dark, leafy greens like kale and spinach, along with brightly colored vegetables such as red peppers, carrots, and beets, also provide an array of antioxidants like vitamin C, beta-carotene, and lutein. These not only protect brain cells but also keep blood vessels flexible and healthy, which is essential for maintaining optimal blood flow to the brain. Without proper circulation, your brain can't get the energy it needs to stay sharp, and that can lead to brain fog and fatigue. Polyphenols help prevent the stiffening of blood vessels, keeping your brain's energy supply constant and reliable. Cocoa, in its purest form, is another powerhouse of brain protective polyphenols called flavonols. High-quality dark chocolate with a high cocoa content can improve blood flow to the brain and boost cognitive performance in the short term. Over time, regular small amounts can contribute to long-term brain health, provided it's not loaded with excess sugar or processed fats that could counteract the benefits. Turmeric, a golden spice used in many cuisines, contains curcumin, a potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compound. Curcumin has been shown to boost levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that helps support the growth and survival of neurons. Low levels of BDNF are linked to depression and cognitive decline. Cooking or, so incorporating turmeric into your diet can be a flavorful way to support mental well-being. Pairing turmeric with black pepper enhances the absorption of curcumin, making it more effective. Cooking or, one of the most fascinating aspects of polyphenols and antioxidants is how quickly they can start to work. Within hours of consuming a polyphenol-rich meal, studies have shown measurable improvements in blood flow and brain performance. Over time, these compounds accumulate in brain tissue, creating a long-term protective environment that helps preserve mental clarity and resilience. The more consistently you consume them, the more your brain benefits. Cooking or making every colorful plate of food an investment in sharper thinking and calmer emotions. Hidden deep within your digestive system is a vast, complex network of microorganisms collectively known as the gut microbiome, and it has a far greater influence on your brain than most people realize. This community of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes doesn't just help digest food. It communicates directly with your brain through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. This communication happens via nerves, hormones, and chemical messengers, meaning that what's happening in your gut can directly shape your mood, mental clarity, and emotional resilience. A healthy, balanced microbiome produces compounds like short-chain fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation throughout the body, including in the brain. It also helps regulate the production of key neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, that are essential for controlling stress, anxiety, and overall mental well-being. In fact, cooking about 90% of your body's serotonin is produced in the gut, not the brain. This serotonin is involved in more than mood. It also helps regulate sleep, appetite, and digestion. When the gut microbiome is in balance, it supports a steady and healthy production of serotonin, which in turn helps stabilize your emotional state and sharpen cognitive function. However, when the microbiome is disrupted by processed foods, excessive sugar, chronic stress, or antibiotics, it can lead to a decline in beneficial bacteria and an overgrowth of harmful ones. This imbalance, called dysbiosis, can increase inflammation, interfere with neurotransmitter production, and contribute to feelings of anxiety, depression, and mental fatigue. One of the most effective ways to nurture a healthy gut is through fermented foods. These foods naturally contain probiotics, which are live beneficial bacteria that help restore balance in the microbiome. Yogurt with cultures kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and temp are all excellent sources. Regularly eating these foods can introduce diverse strains of good bacteria into your system, strengthening the gut's defenses and improving communication with the brain. The result is often a calmer mind, reduced stress reactivity, and better concentration. Equally important are prebiotic foods, which feed the beneficial bacteria already living in your gut. Without the right fuel, even the healthiest microbiome can weaken over time. Prebiotics are found in fiber-rich foods like garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, bananas, and whole grains. When you eat these foods, your gut bacteria break down the fibers into short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which have been shown to reduce inflammation in the brain and support the growth of new brain cells. This combination of probiotics from fermented foods and prebiotics from fiber-rich plants creates a thriving environment in your gut that supports a more resilient and adaptable brain. Polyphenol-rich foods also play a role in gut health. Berries, green tea, cocoa, and colorful vegetables not only feed your good bacteria, but also encourage them to produce bioactive compounds that protect brain cells from oxidative stress. The relationship between your diet, your gut microbes, and your brain is incredibly dynamic. When you feed your microbiome well, it responds by producing substances that help you think more clearly, stay more positive, and handle stress more effectively. Hydration supports this process too. The beneficial bacteria in your gut function best in a well-hydrated environment, so drinking enough water helps maintain a balanced and active microbiome. On the other hand, dehydration can slow digestion, alter the balance of gut bacteria, and even impair the production of neurotransmitters, leading to greater mental fatigue and mood instability. The gut-brain connection is a two-way street. Just as a healthy gut can improve your mood and mental clarity, stress and anxiety can disrupt the microbiome, creating a cycle that's hard to break without intentional changes to both diet and lifestyle. By consistently providing your gut with the right foods, fermented products for probiotics, plant-based fibers for prebiotics, cooking and polyphenol-rich produce for microbial nourishment. You strengthen this vital communication channel, giving your brain the chemical foundation it needs to remain clear, focused, and emotionally balanced. Creating a daily action plan for brain health means turning scientific knowledge into practical, repeatable steps that fit into real life. Or it's not enough to know which nutrients help with stress, anxiety, depression, and brain fog. You need a way to put them on your plate every day in a way that's simple and enjoyable. The goal is to create a balanced approach that fuels your brain with the right combination of proteins, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients, all while keeping blood sugar steady and inflammation low. A single meal can influence mood and mental clarity within hours. So structuring your eating habits with intention can make a noticeable difference in how you feel from morning to night. The foundation of this plan starts with breakfast. Skipping it or relying on processed foods like pastries can spike and crash blood sugar, leaving you feeling anxious or sluggish before the day even starts. Instead, a brain-boosting breakfast includes a good source of protein, healthy fats, and fiber to provide sustained energy and support neurotransmitter production. Examples include a vegetable omelette cooked in olive oil, topped with avocado slices, or a bowl of Greek yogurt with berries, chia seeds, and a sprinkle of walnuts. These meals supply amino acids for serotonin and dopamine, omega-3s for membrane fluidity, and antioxidants for cellular protection. Midday meals should focus on maintaining mental stamina. A balanced lunch might include a leafy green salad with grilled salmon, pumpkin seeds, colorful vegetables, and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. This combination delivers magnesium to relax the nervous system, omega-3s to reduce brain inflammation, and polyphenols to sharpen focus. Or, adding fermented vegetables like kimchi or sauerkraut on the side can introduce probiotics to support the gut-brain axis, reinforcing emotional stability. Snacks can play a strategic role in preventing energy dips that trigger irritability or brain fog. Instead of processed chips or sugary treats, small handfuls of almonds, a square of dark chocolate, or apple slices with almond butter can provide slow-burning energy, mood-enhancing nutrients, and antioxidant protection. These snacks help keep cortisol levels steady, avoiding the stress spikes that come with poor food choices. Dinner is an opportunity to provide the brain with the building blocks it needs for overnight repair and recovery. Including lean proteins such as turkey or chicken supports tryptophan intake, which is converted into serotonin and then melatonin for restful sleep. Pairing it with roasted vegetables, sweet potatoes, and a side of fermented food creates a nutrient-rich meal that supports gut health, balances blood sugar, and replenishes micronutrients depleted during the day. Using turmeric, garlic, and fresh herbs not only enhances flavor but also boosts antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Hydration should be a consistent part of the daily plan. Drinking enough water throughout the day supports optimal blood flow to the brain, aids digestion, and helps maintain neurotransmitter efficiency. Including water-rich foods like cucumbers, oranges, cooking or in leafy greens in meals adds another layer of hydration. Herbal teas such as chamomile or green tea can double as both hydration and a source of calming or focus-enhancing compounds. Meal timing also matters. Cooking or eating at regular intervals helps maintain steady energy and mood by avoiding dramatic fluctuations in blood sugar and cortisol. Large gaps between meals can increase stress hormone production, while overly frequent snacking can prevent the digestive system from resting. A balanced approach of 3 main meals and 1 or 2 nutrient-dense snacks allows the brain and body to function at their best. Preparation is key to making this plan sustainable. Keeping omega-3 rich fish in the freezer, pre-cutting vegetables, soaking chia seeds overnight, cooking or fermenting your own vegetables ensures that nutrient-rich choices are always within reach. Having a variety of colorful produce on hand encourages polyphenol intake, while stocking pantry staples like nuts, seeds, olive oil, and whole grains makes it easy to assemble brain-healthy meals without last-minute stress. Small, consistent habits practiced daily build a nutritional environment where the brain can thrive, adapt, and stay resilient against the challenges of modern life.